And yeah, I'm live and I'm sitting here trying to fix my hair. Oh, good morning. Hello there, Harrisburg. And well, wherever else in the world people are who are watching this video. Once again, it is a cloudy Saturday. I mean, it's really cloudy. In fact, it's only 66 degrees outside. Here in Harrisburg, it's going to get up to a whole 74 degrees, Yeah, we got a cold snap coming in, considering like Wednesday and Thursday it was in the 90s. Oh man, yeah, it was just insane around here. And now we're going through like a chilly snap, and it rained all last night. And we're supposed to get rain over the next couple of days and then warm back up into the 80s. But I'm hoping we've seen the last of the 90-degree temps. So, because I'll tell you, practice in 90-degree temps in a roller rink is not a lot of fun. Let me tell you, yeah. So as you can see, I'm wearing my tank top and my earrings, my big hoop earrings. I'm wearing these today because today's the day I'm heading up to Elmira, New York, just over the line, like about 10 miles over the line, I think, for a bout. It's going to take us about 3 hours to drive up there. And I'll get into more of that later because I got other shit to talk about. But yeah, most important thing to talk about, you're going to like this. I have 3 job interviews next week. Yeah. Thursday morning, I found this link, and it said, to just basically send your resume out to all these different companies. So I did. And I literally spammed like 50 companies. I didn't really think anything was going to come of it. I got about a half dozen calls on Thursday, and I got one other call yesterday. And it was for people who wanted to talk to me about jobs, wanted to talk to me about doing stuff. And Thursday, I got an interview. I have an interview for 1 p.m. on Monday. Yesterday, I was confirmed that I have another interview at 10:30 in the morning, also here in Harrisburg on Monday. And then Friday, I have a big interview with the headquarters of Weiss Foods. They're like one of the big grocery chains around here. And their headquarters is up in Sunbury, which is about an hour away. But they want to interview me for a analyst position. So, got to get out the lady armor, got to get on the makeup. But yeah, 3 interviews. So here's keeping my fingers crossed that the long drought of being unemployed comes to an end. And one of the jobs is actually it's like going to different places and speaking to senior citizens about like Medicaid benefits and stuff like that. And I don't think it pays a lot. I think, we're probably only talking like about $40,000, which at this point I'll take because I'm only paying for myself. Yeah, go figure. And one of the questions was, would you have trouble speaking with senior citizens? I said, I am a senior citizen. I'm 61 years old. Technically speaking, I am a senior citizen. And I said, I would imagine they would prefer to talk to somebody who's in their 60s than they would prefer to talk to someone who's like in their 20s or 30s. And the woman was like, well, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. They might not want to talk to me when they see me. Oh, you're a nice girl. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't want a boyfriend. Why not? It's a long story, Granny. Your voice is pretty deep for a girl. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason for that. So here's hoping. I'm hoping by the end of the month I have something. It looks good. Let's just put it that way. Getting 3 interviews like that Makes me feel I should have spammed more companies right off the bat. One of them was, I got one call. It was for a tech support job, and they were like, "Well, we want you to work nights and weekends, and you get Tuesday and Thursday off." And I was like, no. And then they wanted to pay me like 32,000. I said, no, that's nuts. I'm not doing that shit. And that's the thing. There's so many companies that do that. And the dirty little secret is Weiss Food. I'd actually sent them my resume about a month and a half ago, and they told me they didn't think I would fit their profile. And at that time, I said, I think that's because they looked at my age and they looked at my experience, and they said they don't want to pay me. Well, the headhunter told me the job will probably pay like between $60,000 and $70,000. And she said, would you be upset with, starting at 60,000? Because she says, where do you want to start first? And I said, well, I'll start at like 45,000. And I actually heard her gasp on the other side of the phone. And she was like, it pays more than that. Why don't we start you out at 60? And I go, 60 sounds good. I'll take that. 60 sounds good. So if we start at 60 and that's all they pay me, I just need something for let's face it, for like about a year, maybe 2 years. And then I can collect Social Security. Because I'm at that age, I mean, I'm at that age where I can start collecting Social Security. So who knows? But yeah, maybe this will help. Just get something going. The other thing I worry about it with the Sunbury job is it's an hour drive up there, an hour drive back. I've done that, but as a much younger person, I could probably do it today. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I've actually done that drive before, and it's not like, heavy traffic the whole way. It wasn't like when I was working in Chicago and it was an hour drive into work, and that was a freaking nightmare. This is more like, it shouldn't be too bad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So there you go. Yeah. Bout. Derby. That's why I got the t-shirt. That's why I got my heart. We're wearing black today, so I have my black tank top on, my black hard tank top. Because I am taking my camera and I am taking my video gear. I will be filming again because I am the videographer when I'm not wearing skates. So I'll be snapping photos and shit. And shit. Yeah. Everything sounds cooler when you say and shit at the end of it. It's just like, I'll be shooting video and photos. That doesn't sound good. I'll be shooting video and photos and shit. That sounds cool. But here's the thing. I am actually going to be staying in Elmira, New York tonight. I may, yeah. One of the people who is a former player with the team, and she's friends with our coach, is an alumnus of the college in Elmira, New York. And she managed to snag us like this house that they rent out to alumni. Well, we're kind of getting it for nothing, So there's going to be I want to say there's going to be like about 14 or 15 of us staying there tonight. So even if we do have to pay for anything, it's going to be like, $10 a person by the time you're all done with it. My coach and her friend went up last night. And we've been told you'll be able to identify the house because the shutters have been painted purple. Okay. There's no TV. That's cool. They broke, how they put it, we broke a few lights. Okay. So if you got like lanterns and shit like that, bring it. I'm like, what were you doing last night? And then the last message I got this morning, what time did I get that message? I need to take a look at this. I need to take a look at this. What time? Where are you, Roxy? Where are you? Here you go, Roxy. Let's see. She sent this message out at like 4:30 in the morning. Roxy. She sent it out about 4:30 in the morning. She said, "Bring togas." Yeah. One of my teammates had already told us, like last week, that one of the perks of one of the jobs she has is she can get 6 packs of Strongbow hard cider for $7 a six. I bought a 6. Several other people bought a 6. One of my teammates just said, "Bring me a case." Yeah, I got a feeling I am going to remain cool, because in the old days, getting blackout drunk was my deal. In the old days, getting blackout drunk was something I did on a regular basis. If I get blackout drunk now, they will be putting me in the hospital tomorrow morning. I mean, I will not be able to function. Seriously. I just would be dying all the way home. And I don't want to do it because it's a 3-hour drive, and I am not driving. So I have a feeling things just a little bit could get crazy tonight. just a little, just like that much. I do have a sheet, though. I am bringing a sheet. I have a sleeping bag. Yeah, I'm gonna be bringing a bunch of shit, man. Actually, I'm not. I'm trying to bring as little as possible. I'm only gonna bring 2 tripods of my video and my camera and my video recorder and charger for my phone and shit like that. And I am gonna bring my computer. So they said they have Wi-Fi in the house, which means there's a distinct possibility I could bring a live video. I got to be careful about that, because some people might go, "Cassidy, what are you doing?" "Oh, nothing, just streaming live on YouTube." What? Yeah, don't want to get in trouble. But we're going up to play Black Diamond Rollers, and it's going to be a wild time. And then just stay up there. And this will be my second away trip with the team. I mean, away where we stayed away. And we will probably have one next year, because our last bout of the season is with a team from Akron, Ohio. And usually we'll do a reciprocal deal where if they come here to play us, we'll go there to play them. So next year sometime we'll probably go there to play them. And that's a 5-hour drive. So, yeah, we'll be staying over for that. And I will be going on that trip no matter what, either as a player or as an observer, whatever. But I will go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it will be there. Wednesday night, actually, we did practice, and I jammed. I was a jammer. There was like 5 of us. Roxy said, "Everybody's playing this weekend. Go over here." Okay. Anyone who is cleared to hit in scrimmage but is not playing this weekend, go over here. And it was like 5 of us. And, 4 of us were doing stuff because one of them, Grace, she had a cold, and she says, "I don't want to get anybody sick." So she just like did shit on the side, like working on her toe work and stops and everything else, because that's just the way she is. And at one point, Roxy comes over and she goes, "Okay, who wants to jam?" Because she's got the jammer painting in her hand, and she's like twirling it like this. And nobody was saying anything. I was waiting to see what everybody else was going to say. Nobody said anything, because nobody in that group wanted to be a jammer. And finally she said, "Okay, look, each one of you is going to jam at some point, so it doesn't matter. There's going to be a jammer at some point." I said, "Just give me the fucking panty." I said, "Let's get this over with. If I'm going to die, let me be the first one to die." So, got the panty on my helmet. And right off the bat, I fucked it up. I tried to do this move where I was trying to get up speed so that when the whistle blew, I crossed the jammer line, going at speed. And I fucked it up. I had this bring myself to a stop because I mistimed it. And I ended up skating out of bounds and they blew it dead. And they said, you don't ever do that. Even Roxy came over and she said, you'd have been in a lot of trouble for doing that. I said, yeah, I know. I fucked up. I will not do that again. So she's like, if you're going to try that move, go further back. I was like, I will. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. But they ran the pack on me. The white team, I was part of the black. The white team was running the pack on me, which is basically they just start skating. And I mean, like skating quickly. And unfortunately, my team decided to skate with them. So I'm having to skate around the track trying to catch these guys, which I don't have blinding speed. I have actually, everything felt like I was going slow. And I probably was at some point. But it took me about a lap and a half to catch up to the pack. I don't think they were really like burning it. If they had wanted to, I would have just been like, I can't catch them. I'm sorry. I can't catch these assholes. But yeah, it took me about a lap and a half to catch the pack. I mean, I was just out there like, and I go like, I know what you're doing. You're trying to wear me out, which, let's face it, is not that hard of a deal. And then on my first time at an initial pass, I got knocked out of bounds. I mean, knocked out of bounds real hard. I went fly, literally. You can't see it. It just got a little bit of rash on my elbow, but it jarred me pretty good. And then after that, everything just became like a blur. I have no idea if I scored points or not. I don't think I did. I don't think I got through the initial pass and then he whistled it dead before I could come around to score points. But they kept moving the pack on me the whole time. I mean, after I got hit back, I got run back. And then it was like another half a lap around the track. And then I got hit out again and I came back in and I was like, and I was doing my best. I got hit out a lot of times. My big problem is, I tend to go to the lane 1 or lane 4, the farthest outside or inside, which Lacey Knight warned me. She said, if you are in lane 1 or lane 4, the inside or the outside, you are dead to me. Don't do that. Because why? You will get hit out. Guess what, Lacey? You're right. I should have listened to you. Yeah, so I was actually, it's a couple of points, I was actually kind of weaving through the pack looking for holes and managed to find a few. I had a couple of people after I got off there said, you did pretty good. It's like, you're improving. You're not just hitting the wall and trying to push it down the track. I got goated once, though, and I couldn't get out of it. It was just pissing me off. I was like, I didn't seem to have my best energy with me that night. Probably because it was hot and I was tired. My sleep schedule has been real off of late. But it was a good practice. And like I said, a couple of people were like, you did pretty good. That was good. Don't worry about it. But, oh man, I took a couple of really hard hits. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, my head kind of hurts. I wonder if I got a slight concussion. Best not say anything. Well, I just did, but yeah, it's much better now. But yeah, I got rattled pretty good. Miss Smackman, boy, she's got my number. She hits hard too. Boy, can she hit hard. I got to learn to hit her ass back because she was the one that was like nailing me out every fucking time. But that's a good thing, actually, because if I know she's coming at me and I know she can hit me that hard and hit me out, it means I gotta like step up my game so that I can hit her back and not get knocked out. Also stay out of lane 1 and lane 4 because I'm dead to Lacey Knight every time I do that. You're dead to me. That's what it was funny. She actually did say that. She said, you stay out of lane 1 and lane 4 because If you go into those lanes, you are dead to me. You don't ever go there. So what she's basically saying is, the jammer, you stay in the middle of the track so they can't hit you out. So the next time we have scrimmage practice, which will be next Wednesday, because we have another bout in 2 weeks. So that means after bout review on Monday, Wednesday, the following Monday, and the following Wednesday are mandatory practices because of bouting. I'm going to jam more. It's just going to be like, give me the panty. I'll give this a shot. I need to. It helps build up your endurance. Let me tell you. Yeah, you build up your endurance. My endurance is getting better. Like I said, even one of my teammates said, you don't look like you're dying as much as you used to when you would go out and jam. You know, it'd be like after a minute you were dead. And she says, we were actually doing a 2-minute jam. So I hung in there. And then we played pool noodle. We call it the noodle game. And what they do is they bring out a couple of pool noodles and they throw them out on the track. And you skate around on the big track. And when the whistle blows, somebody can pick up the noodles. And their job is to hit the other skaters. And when they get hit, they go to the center of the width of the track and you're out. When they blow the whistle again, you got to toss the pool noodle. So every time after the first time, every time the whistle blows, whoever's got the noodle has got to drop it. And then anybody else can pick it up. So the whistle blew, and I was skating around, and then when the whistle blew the next time, somebody dropped the pool noodle in front of me, and I was like, yeah, there's the pool noodle. And I went to go grab it, and I hit it with my skate, and just went flying, because the pool noodle didn't move, but I did, and I just fell flat on my face, basically I just belly flopped on the floor. And then 3 seconds later, boom, next to me, right next to me, I mean, an arm's length away, is one of our jammers, Dirty 8 Special. She did the same thing. She was trying to grab the noodle, and she tripped over it, and she slammed down the same way I did. And we just kind of looked at one another like this, and then just started laughing. Because it was hilarious. She was laughing too. She was like, oh, fuck, I don't believe that. And then she got up and ran because she told me later, I realized the noodle was right at your feet. And if you'd known that, you could have grabbed it and hit me out. And I said, no, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there until I got up. I was like, fuck, there's the noodle. And the minute I picked it up, I was back on my skates 3 seconds and the whistle blew. So I just tossed it over my shoulder. But I was out with my freshie partner, the one she's my buddy, Rachel, last night. And she said she got knocked out and she was standing next to Roxy. And when I went down and then Dirty went down next to me, she said, Roxy went, I hate this fucking game. Oh, I actually hate it too. I do not like the noodle game. A lot of us wanted to play Blood and Thunder, and then Roxy was like, I don't want to tempt proud, but somebody's going to get hurt if we play that. So, and we probably would have. So yeah, noodle game. I went down. And yeah, it was. It was just I wasn't pissed off. It was more hilarious to the fact that we both tripped over it. And she's pretty much an experienced jammer. She's been playing all year. So she tripped over it. I didn't feel so bad, but we're just laughing, oh my God, I can't believe how stupid that was. I can just see Roxy going, oh my God, people are getting hurt. I don't want my players hurt. You see, I can get hurt. That's okay. I can get hurt. But Dirty's going to be jamming this weekend, so we don't want her hurt. I can take the punishment. I go, oh, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to film this weekend. Fuck myself up with a pool noodle. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I hate the pool noodle game. Mostly because I haven't really figured out how to grab it on the fly. You know, I can't bend down low enough to do that. So I usually end up fucking it up. I just do my best to run. I've never won a pool noodle game. I came close to winning Blood and Thunder one time. Close, but not quite. I think there were like 3 people left on the track. We usually played in rounds, and I actually made it to the. I've made it to the last round a couple of times, and then I usually get knocked out about halfway through. That's my goal. My goal is to stay in one day, and if nothing else, get a tie with someone else. It may. Yeah. Go figure. But it was fun, and today is gonna be fun, and tonight we'll play tonight by ear. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I think it'll actually be a good team bonding. Team bonding experience. Plus, I'll have my video camera gear available, so I can keep people honest. No, that video camera ain't on. What makes you think that? I would never publicly show, just as a disclaimer, I would never publicly show any video or photos from tonight's sleepover. None. No, not going to happen, so don't have to worry. Not unless somebody else publishes them first. But no, I might get, who knows? We can get everybody lined up and put the timer on the camera and get a photo of us all in our togas and shit. Team building. It'll just go on our private team page. So it's not like we're going to show it to the world. It's going to be fun. Fun or hell? Well, both could probably be the same. And remember, we are talking about Derby girls here. Derby women. We don't win the bout, we will win the after party. that was something Hard was noted for back in the day. We may not win the bout, but damn it, boy, did we win the after party. Oh boy, this will be our own private after party. We've already been told, don't be a dick. Let's not tear the house up. So we won't do that. We'll be good. We will seriously, because it's going to come out of somebody's pocket. If we're not, and you can bet it ain't going to be the league's. And I can't afford to pay a lot of damages on a house. So this girl, I will hold myself to 2 drinks tonight. And if I got my computer here with me, which I will, I'll probably be downloading video and shit. And shit again. Yeah, there it is. It sounds much cooler. I'll be downloading video and shit. So, yeah, here we go. Oh, what else? An unusual thing happened this last week when I wasn't writing. I mean, I wrote my recaps. And, which wasn't hard to do because I had Monday off. Everybody had Monday off. Had Monday off, and so I wrote my recaps. But for those of you that follow the series, I always like to go over old shit. I like to go over stuff that hasn't happened. And during this week, I was kind of working on timelines for future events for my kids. And one of those events I can't go into detail about, but do you remember the vision where Annie and Carrie had to go speak to someone? And they began forgetting what happened in the vision. Well, The actuality is I started working out the details of what actually happened before and after that meeting. Yeah. And I've got it timelined out. Yeah. Yeah. I have it timelined out. I actually spent like a couple of days figuring it out, working on stuff, and trying to put some things together. And yeah, it's interesting. It was actually an idea I came up with like about a year and a half ago, and put it together. Looks good. It looks crazy. Yeah. And it just gives you an idea of what sort of people Annie and Carrie are going to become when they're older. And I do mean older. They actually are like, I want to say they're like in their 30s when this happens. I'm pretty sure. I should be. I timelined a bitch. I should be sure. Maybe they're in their 30s. Now I got to bring it up and take a look. See what you make me do? I know. I don't. You guys don't make me do this shit. Oh, I have a new version. I will install it on Exit. Yeah. Let me get to the timeline here. Where the hell is it? Well, where did it go? Where did it go? I think it's hiding from me. It's right here. I can't even recognize my own shit. Yeah. Just fucking do it, would you? Oh, here we go. Yeah, they're in their 30s because it actually happens in the 2030s. So they're in their 30s. Yeah. See? Yeah, go ahead. Now, hold on. I got to install something here. It's going to install on me. But yeah, I was working on that, which is always a lot of fun because I like to know what's going to happen to my kids when they get older. And I know what happens to my kids when they get older because I've already figured it out. And there's another thing actually that comes into play from there as well. If I ever get this like completely written, let's say I live like another 20 years and I have a time to actually write all the shit out that I want to write out, which is a lot of shit. It certainly is. The last group of stories that would be available would actually discuss, the later part of the life of Annie and Carrie up to the point of their demise. We know what I mean by demise when they die. I'm just going to throw this out there now. I don't care if it's seen as a spoiler or not. But the person who's going to talk about that, who will basically, the way it would be as if they're telling you this first person, and then the events that unfold would be done in third person. And it's something I actually did in Transporting, where I had portions of Albert and Audrey Dahl's diary interspersed between what the events actually were. So their diary was always presented in first person. The events that were happening to all the other people and themselves was handled in third person. And you can do that. I mean, Stephen King wrote Christine, where it started out in first person, then went to third person because the person telling the story was in the hospital for several months. And then it went back to first person because the person who was in the hospital got out. So there you go. And he also did kind of the same thing with It, interspersed first person stuff from the one kid, I can't think of his name now, he stayed behind in Derry to become like the librarian and sort of the bibliographer, and he was writing all this stuff down. So it would intersperse from first person to third person to first person to third person, so forth and so on. So the person who is going to be talking about all this stuff is Emma. It's basically going to be Emma relating all the stuff that she knows about that happened to Annie and Carrie. Which part of it is due to the fact that Carrie will actually relate some of this information to her later on in his life or her life, depending on who he or she is at the time, So the last group of stories about them would be basically Emma talking about things that happened, and then you'd actually see the story. Now, that tells you two things right there. At some point in the future, Emma's still around and obviously is friendly enough with the family that she hears about some of this stuff. Mostly from Carrie, but there's actually one event in there where her and Annie have a long discussion, and no, it's not for the reasons you think. Emma, I've always wanted to kill you. I got an asshole wants to know if I got a cock. What the fuck? Go kiss my ass, Martin. For fuck's sakes. Fucking weirdos, man. Fucking weirdos. Anyway, so yeah, Annie will not be trying to kill Emma. No, she won't. She'll be friendly enough with Emma that she can talk, because at that point, Annie and Carrie will have been married a while, and Emma knows better. By that time, Emma's gonna know. I don't have a shot with Carrie. It's not gonna happen. So there it is. Yeah, you will get to have Emma essentially kind of like be the final bibliographer. And she is going to be one of the last girls standing. And I know some of you are going, Emma, why? Emma's going to have an interesting life. I've actually worked out Emma's life as well. And she actually has a pretty interesting life. Yeah. But yeah, her and Carrie will remain friends for a long time. Although it's a friendship that's going to be kind of off and on for various reasons. Emma's not always going to be there. And she has reasons for that too. And in one of the things that I was working on, she actually tells Carrie, she actually goes away and doesn't speak to Carrie for like years. I mean, like a long time. She just falls off the map. And when she comes back into Carrie's life, she explains what happened. And she actually manages to use one of Carrie's, geeky analogies to explain it. I was pretty proud of myself to come up with that one. Will there be any stories after that? If I plan it correctly, and I have, because I know how to do this, yeah, actually, there would be a story after that. You might be able to figure out what it is. So, there's only one story that remains. It's been interesting. I actually like doing that. It's one of the things that I used to do all the time. Like I said, when I used to walk to work, I would always be running this shit around in my head. And, it works out real well. It helps me develop stories real well. Far better than I thought I ever could. So there you go. And it's something I encourage everybody to do. Like I said, I will actually talk out. I will talk out scenes where I'm playing the different characters. I know it sounds weird. So actually, I'm like in my apartment at one point being Carrie and one point being Emma, discussing this shit. Some people would call that psychotic behavior. I call it a writer working on a scene. Which I'm sure there's a few writers that would tell you that there's no line there. Go figure. There's no line there. I love it when I talk that stuff out, especially when I get to play the Phoenix, because the Phoenix, that girl, it's like Carrie once said, she's so alien to us, we could never figure out what the hell her motivations are. It's just true. She's like from another planet, even though she isn't, but she is like from another planet. And we can never figure out what the Seven Sisters' motivations are, unless they actually come right down and tell us. And that doesn't happen very often. They don't like to talk to people. They're just like that. Oh, Martin finally left. I guess he figured I wasn't going to talk. That was his name, Martin Kanta. So if you see this asshole on Facebook or on YouTube, give him a shout out. Tell him he doesn't need to know if I have a cock or not. Asshole. Oi. That's the first time that's happened to me in a long time. Last year I got a death threat, which was, I don't know. I guess I could point to it and say, I made it. I got a death threat. Someone threatened to kill me. Yeah. It happens. But I don't pay attention to it. Shit like that. You're used to it. I mean, if you're a trans woman, you're going to be used to assholes doing shit like that or wanting to dead name you. And that brings up one last thing. This is going to be a long video. I still got a few minutes to go. So I was contacted by my sister. Now, this is a sister I don't talk about, but I was contacted by my sister. She doesn't talk. We don't talk. And said a lot of relatives are getting together in the middle of next month because my dad is old. My dad's like in his almost late 80s now. So I was invited to come to this soiree. I said I would try, if I could, I would try to make it. But to be honest, oh boy, do I have reservations about going? Because, well, those people ain't seen me. they knew the person before me. They've never met me. So it could be full of dead naming and misgendering. It could be. It could be bad. It could get ugly. It could get that bad. And I don't really want it to, but we'll see what happens. I'm considering it. That's all I'll say right now is I am considering going. But I am going to go as myself, this person here. So people just better get used to it. And I will kind of lose my shit if everybody starts dead naming me. It's like, I'm not that person anymore. Will you stop? Yeah, we'll see what happens. So that's it. That's my week. Like I said, if I can, I may do a real short video tomorrow from New York State. Somewhere in New York State. I may just do so. We'll see. I will survive. Don't worry. Don't pray for me or anything like that. I will survive. I'm not going to get nuts. I got shit to do. I got stuff and things. I will be doing stuff and things. Yeah. I got the Rick Grimes shit going down. I got stuff and things. So I will be taking care of that. I will be good. I will see you next week or tomorrow, which, if you think about it, that is next week. No, one way or the other, I'll be here next Saturday. Don't worry. Because I'm not. I'll talk to you later. Bye.